How's it going, peeps? It's your boy Ozzy. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're doing a podcast. At least we should say we're trying to do a podcast. Don't know how this is going to turn out. Hopefully, it turns out good. It's easier for me to do, just with the busy schedule that I have. Could do a lot more of these if it turns out well. The eventual goal of doing a podcast would be doing live streams, or hopefully you guys would go to Twitter. Link will be in the description. Follow me there. Send me some messages on there. Tweet me, whatever you want. And I can answer your questions, give you a shout out, and talk about some sports or other topics you guys would want to talk about. So that's going to be that. Let's give this a try, see how this is going to turn out. Today's topic, main topic, depending on how far offhand we get, is Dwane Casey. Officially brought in as the Pistons head coach. It's going to be interesting to watch how he works with Blake Griffin. He says he's got a lot of plans for Blake Griffin. I'm excited to see how he's going to transition Blake Griffin from an all-star to a superstar, if he's not already considered a superstar in your eyes. If you watch what Casey did in Toronto with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, they were already solid players. I'm not sure if DeRozan was a rookie when Casey got there or not. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He made both of those guys go from just okay players, and they improved every year, and now they're consistent all-stars. He took DeMar DeRozan's game from just attacking the basket. He made him develop a mid-range game, which turned into a lethal shot that you just couldn't leave him open anymore. And then just of last year, he just started shooting more threes more consistently. He made those two players into something, developed them. Now they have a friendship. They already know each other. He did his job in Toronto. They just didn't compete in playoffs. I guess they just didn't compete against LeBron, if that's how you want to get at it. He has this tendency to play younger players a lot more than what Stan Van Gundy did. If you look last year, this would have been his downfall in getting fired from Toronto, is he put that rookie on LeBron James one-on-one, not sending double teams. So it's kind of an up and down situation there with Dwane Casey. But that's going to be good for us since we have a lot of young players who have not got a lot of game experience. Luke Kennard is going to grow. Stanley Johnson, I hope he grows. If not, this is kind of like his last hurrah. I mean, the dude's only 20 or so, but he shows promise and then just fizzles out. He's got the body to be an NBA star. Hopefully, Dwane Casey can motivate him to do something. And then you got Henry Ellison, who's got potential. He needs to hit the weight room and get bigger, because every game he played in last year, he just got bullied, and it was kind of sad. But he's got potential. So, Dwane Casey's got the job right there to develop the young players. Is what he's good at. The real challenge is going to be, and there's nothing he can do about it, is making sure that both Blake Griffin and Reggie Jackson stay healthy. That's the key. It really doesn't matter who the coach is. If we had Stan Van Gundy still and Reggie Jackson was healthy all season, he probably wouldn't have been fired because we would have been in the playoffs. Believe it or not, Reggie Jackson is the key to this team. When he's healthy, they're going to go on winning streaks because he opens the floor up for Andre, and it's just beautiful to watch. When he's not, Ish Smith is just not the guy. I need Casey to either draft a young guy in the second round, bring someone up from the G League, or somehow sign somebody. Which is going to be the problem since we don't have a lot of cap space. But it's just a good backup. Just he can't be a starter. So we need someone, if Reggie goes down again, to step in and take over. I don't know how much of that problem is going to be, since we got so much firepower, if that's what you want to call it, that we might rest some people under Casey. He did rest DeRozan and Lowry a little bit. Although that might change since the NBA is kind of frowning upon that. So we'll see where that goes. Do I think Dwane Casey is the answer for the Pistons? If I love the hire. Do I think he's gonna take us to the championship and win a championship sometime in the future? Probably not. I think he'll get us in a playoff contention. We won't be contenders this year, maybe the next year, but we'll start improving. We don't have a whole lot of time left. Blake Griffin's going to be 30. His athleticism is going to go down. He's not going to be a whole lot. If he can develop that 3-point game under Casey and make his, I don't know how you want to say it, but make his prime last a little bit longer, then we got a shot. If Casey can bring that defense he had in Toronto over, which I believe they were 4th in the NBA last year and 2nd in offense, the Pistons will be alright. The Pistons consistently are a team based on defense. Every time they've gone to an offensive mindset, they have not succeeded. That being the Grant Hill era. Grant Hill is a hell of a player. I love Grant Hill, one of my favorite players. That team just never did anything. They weren't really a Piston team. And then, of course, you got the 04 Pistons and the Bad Boys who would pride themselves on defense. It's what Detroit needs for defensive teams, or championship teams. It's defense. Casey's going to accept that mindset, I believe. I like the hire. Hopefully he can get us to the promised land. I just don't know if... I think he's going to be the guy throughout his career that can make a team a contender but never give them over that hump. But as of for right now, and I'm not saying he can't, we haven't even got to the playoffs. We've been in the playoffs once in the last 4 years. That's not okay. This team that we have should be in the second round, no problem. Casey's going to get us there. He might even get us to the Eastern Conference Finals at some point. I just don't know if he's going to be the guy that gets past the Celtics or Philly if LeBron leaves the East. And if he stays in the East, he's only got another year or two in his prime where he's putting up numbers like this. He's going into his 16th season. Now, I usually don't make a big deal about that since he came out of high school. So he's got like 2 or 3 extra years. So technically, it should only be like his 14th or 15th season. He probably would have been one and done. So it would probably been more like his 15th year. So I'm not really... I mean, it's still impressive what he's doing, but... Again, I'm not really comparing him to Jordan. He's out of that conversation. Back to Casey. There's really no excuse why Toronto let him go. I don't know why Toronto let him go. That was the stupidest thing they ever did. I am just glad he decided to come to Detroit. I didn't think he was coming to Detroit. This man's getting paid $6.5 million from Toronto this year. He's getting paid $7 now with us. So he's getting paid $13 million this first year with the Pistons. So there's going to be some bad blood against Toronto where he's going to prove that he still got it. When we play against Toronto, I can't wait for that. I can't wait till we play the Clippers again and Blake Griffin is going to be better under Dwayne Casey. Everyone's underestimating Andre Drummond. They're not really talking about him. They're all talking about Blake Griffin. Andre should excel in this system. If you looked at the way that Toronto played, they really lack a big man. Giannis Valanciunas is alright, and Serge Ibaka is just a spot-up shooter and rim protector. You got 2 of the best big men in the game in Detroit. I put both these guys behind AD and Boogie. I mean, they're that good. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch, I think. If you play the same way you did in Toronto, which is going to involve a lot more Luke Kennard, you're going to have a lot of threes. Andre's the best rebounder in the game, so he's going to get his putback points. But when you start initiating Blake Griffin after he gets defensive rebounds, just pushing the pace up on the floor, if Reggie stays healthy, that pick and roll in the half court is going to be nasty. There's not going to be a whole lot you can do to stop Detroit from scoring because they have so many offensive weapons. It's a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to play. So this is just a little demo of the podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed. I don't know if I really covered anything I wanted to cover, But like I said in the beginning, go ahead and check out my Twitter. If these do well, I can start live streaming them if that's what you want. But I want to start answering your questions and all that stuff. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.